Yeah, we are. That's how
We're live.
So, hi, I'm Laura with One Girl, Two Cities. You are on the Twin Cities Theater Bloggers Facebook page, and we are live at a Four Humors rehearsal for The Importance of Being Earnest tonight. And Rachel from MN Community is here as well. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook and all those fun things. And they're doing some previews as well. So I have some special guests with me. I'll let you introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Jason Ballweber. I'm the artistic director of Four Humors, and I'm also directing The Importance of Being Earnest, as well as playing the butlers.
Hi, I'm Emily Rolson, and I am playing Cecily.
Okay, why don't you tell us a little bit about Four Humors, and for those that might not be familiar with the company.
Sure. So Four Humors is coming up on 12 years old now,
Wow.
and yeah, exactly. And we mostly focus on new works, and the way that we create work changes from show to show. Sometimes we'll have a company member write more of the script. Sometimes we'll come into a room just with an idea and create it together. And we just got done with kind of a series of adaptations. We did Candide, and then Lolita, and then Don Quixote. And so we kind of have that as our trilogy of adaptations, and now we're doing a fully scripted work for the first time in 6 or 7 years, and we've only done 2 other works that were written by people outside of our company. So this is not a new area for the individuals, but kind of a fresh area for Four Humors.
Okay, very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, for those that maybe aren't familiar with the importance of being earnest, do you want to give us like the Cliff's Notes version of the plot?
Yeah, sure. It's about 2 friends, best friends, one named Jack or Ernest Worthing, and one named Algernon. And together they eat a lot. They go out, and they both kind of have these secret lives. Algernon under the name of Bunbury, where he goes off and has a lot of fun in the country, and Jack, who goes to the city under the name of Earnest to meet Gwendolyn, who he's in love with and wants to marry. And then later we see Algernon go into the country to Jack's house to meet Cecily, who then he wants to marry. But of course, money and class and all that gets in the way, and lots of fun stuff like that.
Yeah, from the little that I've seen from rehearsal, it's a very funny show, and it
Thank you.
sounds like there's a lot of, kind of silly mix-up things, and like who's who and what's really going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's farce light. There's not as much like running in and slamming of doors, but it's a lot of mistaken identity and people pretending to be what they're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kendra from Artfully Engaging said that this is actually one of her favorite plays, and so she's really excited to come see it. She's kind of curious about like the Four Humors take on it and
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
you're doing to make this your own.
Okay. This is like our surprising answer, I think, is the other shows that we have done in the past that have been pre-written, we take it really seriously. Like, we do not adapt it, we don't do anything. We really try to service what the writer was trying to do. I would say the only thing that we really changed is that we're a very outward company, and so we don't find as much humor in like restraining our emotions. We find it in the explosion of the emotion. And so I would say what makes this show a not typical Importance of Being Earnest is it's a lot more I'm just doing the motions because I don't have the words for it right now, but the emotions are very outward, and it's more physical in that way. And so I think that's I think it perfectly fits with what Oscar Wilde intended with the show. We're just being a little more outward than stifled English, that kind of thing. And also we did do some gender swapping in the show, just actors. The characters are not gender swapped, but the characters are being played by opposite sex as the other sex, which I think fits with the whole motif of the show, of like what is manhood and womanhood, and what is high class and low class, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Another question that we had, actually Kendra was also wondering, this is a very Kendra question, I really like it. She says, she's wondering if you see this more as an escapist experience, or if there's a deeper meaning behind the silliness of the show, which I feel like you've touched on a little bit.
No, I love that
but,
question
yeah.
because, we'll be blatant. We we are having a hard time with the political climate right now, and we had chosen this show before the election cycle, and the show that we had done just before the election was actually called Boo Boo for President, and we did a very awful gross show, which is not normally like us, but it was all about politics and how gross and dirty and disgusting they are, and it was really an exploration into like, what are we doing as a society? And
Very applicable to
yes,
now.
exactly. And so we thought like, this is gonna change the world, and it didn't. No, but we
It's all your
we
fault.
really, yeah, exactly. It's our fault. Sorry. But we planned these 2 shows out before the elections, and to be perfectly honest, we had a complete like, there's no way this guy's gonna win. I'm talking about Trump, by the way.
Yeah.
Asshole. So he won, and then we were like, what are we doing this play for? And it still held true to what it is. And if I may get a little philosophical for a second,
Absolutely.
there's a belief that one of the beliefs that Four Humors has that brought us together early on was that entertainment and art and comedy in particular, when you watch something that's very, very funny, you come together as a group, you can sit together, you can laugh together, and what that does is it basically cleanses your brain. You forget about your problems for the hour and a half or 2 hours that the thing takes, and then with that renewed energy, you can go out and fight harder. And so we thought, as a group of people that enjoy art and entertainment and enjoy this script, the biggest thing that we can do right now is to help people strengthen themselves to go out and do more.
That's a great take on that. Cool. All right. I'll have to think on that a bit. That's a very good answer. So Becky from Compendium also was
Becky?
one. Yes.
I don't know her.
Okay. Well, she reads
I've always
Compendium.
wanted to do that. Sorry.
She was actually wondering about your show selection, how you go about picking shows, especially because you have done some of the classics, and yeah, if you are trying to pick things that you can relate to what's happening today.
Yeah. Yeah, the way that we usually pick shows is it kind of starts from a company member standpoint. So there's 5 company members, including myself, Ryan Lear, Nick Ryan, Matt Spring, Brant Miller. And usually one of us just has a nugget of an idea, and we kind of toss it into the group, and we bat it around for a while, and then it becomes a show. And we all have a great feeling about it, and then we kind of usually place ourselves in different ways. Like, okay, this is one where you 2 are going to write it, I'm going to direct it, and so we kind of do it that way. When we have done pre-written works, like this one, it's usually because we've never seen a good version of it, or what we think would be a good version of it. We think that, oftentimes, I'll be completely honest, Importance of Being Earnest is often done as the fluff piece of the season. It's like, well, it's a funny show, so just do it. And that's our big chip on our shoulder, is that comedy is looked at as easy, but it's because it's not enjoyable to watch comedy when it looks like it's hard to do. It's enjoyable to watch comedy when it looks like it's easy, but we put as much time and effort into it. And so there's this kind of feeling like it's a lower art form, comedy in general. And so by taking something like Importance of Being Earnest and treating it as seriously as we would if we were doing, Hamlet. Like, if we really took it that seriously, like, well, why would the character say this line right here? And like, why did Oscar Wilde punctuate it this way? And really like dissecting it and looking at it in that way, we find a lot of the comedy that I think a lot of people just fluff by. Like, oh, they're British, and so let's do accents, done. And it's like, that's step one. Creating the world is step one. Now let's create the characters that exist in this world. Now let's look at the conflicts. Now let's figure out how stupid these people are. Now let's figure out what the complications of that are. So it's just, it kind of keeps going and going. Every rehearsal we find something that kind of puts the show into a tumble, and like, okay, we have to rethink that last scene because this is gold. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch the rehearsal process, I think, and just stopping at certain points and like, okay, go back and we'll try this again. It's just kind of fun to see the behind the scenes.
Yeah,
part of
absolutely.
that.
I mean, every little bit that someone brings in, like just today was the first time we ran with bread.
Yeah.
Because he's eating cucumber sandwiches, and it's
Ryan's
like,
been eating a lot of bread.
Yeah, he's been eating a lot of white bread.
It's very well
so I'm
carved up.
sure his stomach feels great. But it's just like, it opened up a new thing about the scene. Is like, there's a casualness to it, but of course he's ignoring it. It's like, well, now we have a third character in on the scene that we didn't even think of, and it's all these sandwiches. Like, we had blocked it in, but it's like, yeah, it'd have to exist in the mouth, and how do we deal with that? And yeah, so again, as we add more elements, it just makes the show that much more round and robust.
Well, it seems like a very funny show, and I hope you'll all go see it. So it's going to be at the Southern Theater, which is in downtown Minneapolis. They open on February 17th, and the show runs through February 25th. So you can find tickets on the Four Humors website or on the Southern's website. One way that you can go see the show is to join the Art Share program for the Southern Theater. If you go on the Southern Theater's website, you can sign up. It's $18 a month, or you can pay for a whole year at one time. And basically, you can see any show that's in the Art Share program as many times as you want for that $18 a month, which is an excellent deal. And there's so many amazing shows. It's a great space. I think Rachel from MN Community and I, it's probably one of our favorite spaces in all of the Twin Cities, I would say. So yeah, I hope you'll check out For Humors, The Importance of Being Earnest.
Can I add a couple things in there about that? On Tuesday the 21st is a Pay What You Can performance.
Great.
And we are having a happy hour before that too, where the cast will be mingling with people. And for anyone also that the price of the ticket is a hindrance, if you go to the Four Humors Facebook page, you can sign up to be an usher, which you'll just have to do a couple front of house duties, and then you get to watch the show for free.
Perfect. Seems simple enough.
And also, Emily had something really important to say.
Hi.
Great, thanks.
All right, and then I will say, my probably one last question is,
Yeah.
I feel like Four Humors has kind of been a staple at MN Fringe, Minnesota Fringe Festival. So
Yep.
have you applied already?
We are not applying this year.
Oh.
Yes. Can we? Is this breaking news? Did you
I think
get this
so.
story? Oh no!
No, that's okay.
It's out there. Yeah,
Okay.
we actually we just are not doing Fringe. To be perfectly honest, we had to count it as part of our season, and not being reliably picked for the ping pong ball always threw our season off. And so it's really hard to, in our want to pay the artists a living wage, and in our way to go towards that, we can't get funders, and we can't sell a show that we don't know if it's happening or not.
Yeah.
And so it puts us on a hard timeline. So it's just in a natural evolution step of this theater company, we are taking a step away from Minnesota Fringe. We are still individuals, probably going to be involved with different shows, but Four Humors will not be producing a Fringe show.
Okay, gotcha. Good to know. Well, it'll still be a good time anyway. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure we'll see you all around Fringe.
Absolutely.
So, well, thank you both for
Thank you.
hanging out with us tonight. And yes, go see The Importance of Being Earnest by Four Humors, again, February 17th through the 27th at Southern Theater. So thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you.